So whether you're a Trump supporter or you're not a Trump supporter, the law is actually very clear in this matter. So when a president is a sitting president and they're in office, they do have the right, okay, to maintain all presidential records. That's what the president does. But this is the thing: when they're in office, they're a sitting president. The second that their term ends, like that's it, whether it's a one term, two term, but the second they are no longer the president of the United States, okay, the Presidential Records Act clearly states that all presidential records have to be turned over to the National Archives. Now, this might be, a former president's biggest problem. The Stormy Daniels thing, honestly, it's kind of a joke, at least in my opinion. I'll say it's alleged, but I don't really take it too seriously. But there's, I think, a problem. Again, I'll say it's alleged too because it's not my place. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just an entertainer. So I'm here to entertain. But just based on what I'm actually reading from actual, professionals, people who study this, who are experts, they stipulate very clearly what the Presidential Records Act it states. It states that when the president's term, it could be one term, two terms, but when he is no longer the president of the United States of America, he must. It's no longer private records; it becomes public records that's maintained by, again, they have to hand over everything to the National Archives of Presidential Records. They have to hand it over. There's no choice. No president has a choice. So I was watching this interview. It was with Sean Hannity on Fox with Donald J. Trump, the former president of the United States of America, number 45. And Donald Trump was continuously saying to Sean Hannity, I have the right to keep these records and I have the right to review them. And Sean Hannity was kind of saying to him, but you wouldn't do that, right? Like, I can't imagine you would review these records. And Donald Trump just kept saying, but I could. And I would do it because I have the right to do it. But not according to the law, you don't. Not according to the law. And this might be his biggest problem. Just my opinion. I'm not an expert. I'm not a scholar of these matters, But just from what I'm reading, based on the rule of law, Donald J. Trump, number 45, should have never brought those records to Mar-a-Lago. This is his private residence. He should have surrendered all of them to the National Archives of Presidential Records. And the thing is, from what I'm reading, they reached out to him in 2021, kind of demanding for these records to be given to them. But Donald Trump he makes it seem as if the Presidential Record Act stipulates that he could negotiate, talk. That was exactly what he said. Keep talking, kind of like what he's done his whole life, being a deal maker, being a real estate, obviously developer, entrepreneur. But, the law does not stipulate that. Not from what I'm reading and not from what experts are saying. But of course, I'll say alleged because I am not an expert. But let's see what happens with that. It's potential this might be his biggest problem. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. This video and all my videos are for entertainment purposes only.